Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon everyone. How are you? I hope that we are always healthy and don't forget to wear our mask wherever we are, because as we know that pandemic has not over yet. My name is Ibu Friska Marlia Sukarno Putri, or you can call me Ibu Friska, and I am the Indonesian teacher at Vocational High School 1 Pancasila or SMKS 1 Pancasila Ambulu. In this video, I would like to see you one traditional game in my hometown. As we know, today's technology greatly affects on various aspects of life. I'm going to tell you about the traditional game that is known as Ingkling. Are you curious about it? Just stay tuned, everyone!
As we know, technology affects on every aspect of our life. One of them is traditional games. By the development of technology, traditional games are considered as an activity that carried out by the people who have a lower middle economic level only. It is because that they are often labeled to enable provide their children with technology-based games. This kind of perception will further bury our nation's culture, especially traditional games that are rarely found. Some people are familiar with various types of traditional games. The game was inherited from generation to generation. The traditional games are gobak sodor, egrang, congkla, ongkla-angkle, hide and seek, and ingkling. From these games, there is something interesting to explore, namely the Ingkling game. The word Ingkling in Japanese means jumping around using one leg. This Ingkling game can be played by 2 or more people. If there are more than 2 players, they must first find a partner and then each pair makes a suit to determine the group. Before starting to play Ingkling, you have to make a play area in the form of square in the yard, and the type of square is a rectangle with a number of 10 squares with 5 overlapping positions on the left and right of each. Then the tool is a gacho made of flat stone, tiles or ceramic shards. The way to play is that all players' gacho are placed in the first box. The game starts with the group that wins the suit first. The players alternately start cranking from the first box and then push their sticks using the tips of their feet towards box 2, 3, 4, and 5. From box 5, it is deflected towards box 6. Arriving at the box of 6, the players should not be cranky anymore, but instead should be pure, or landing both feet on the ground. If box 6 is still cranky, then it is considered dead. From the box of 6, the gacho is taken by hand, then thrown into box 7 to be pushed or saruk using the tip of the foot into box 7, 8, 9, 10, and finally pushed out of the box. The player who is able to push his pen with his foot from squares 1 to box 10 and his feet do not touch the line and his pencil does not touch the line, then the stage is complete. Then proceed to the next stage, which is throwing the gacho into box 2 and pushing it off the box 10. And so on, tossing into squares 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The game is declared dead If the player steps on the line, the gachu goes out of the box or the gachu stops on the line. If all members are dead, then the game changes to the opponent. As a young generation who are aware of the national cultural heritage, of course we have a great responsibility to preserve traditional games in Indonesia. The traditional games that have been inherited by our ancestors should still be known by the younger generation in the future.
Don't forget to introduce and habituate our children to love traditional game. Thank you for watching my video and see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.